Modern Family has cast its first openly transgender child actor, Jackson Millarker, and this is in the 8th season of the ABC sitcom. So, as it goes, Millarker will play Tom, a transgender boy who is pals with Lily. He will appear in the episode A Stereotypical Day, where he is invited for a play date by Lily and by extension her parents, Cam and Mitchell. So this is the first time on this particular show that a openly trans person has appeared, but there have been other shows that we should note, Orange is the New Black, I Am Jazz. However, there's still a ways to go for representation of the trans community on television. In his Emmy acceptance speech in 2016, Jeffrey Tambor said, quote, "I would not be unhappy if I were the last cisgender male to play a female transgender on television." So this comes after, a major outcry from the trans community saying that we are not being represented fairly, and that we're just not being served as a community in the way that we would like to be served. It's not a performance. It's not for cis male actors to just sort of perform how difficult it must be to be trans. And I like that it does seem like television has responded. There was another openly trans woman cast on Nashville. I haven't seen that show or know what her role is exactly, but I think that's an awesome step to take. And I like that we are making moves in this direction. What do you think, Hasan?
My thoughts on this are a little bit controversial. I think that it's awesome.
I'm shocked.
Yeah, I think that it's awesome that we're casting trans actors. Mm-hmm. I think that we should even, possibly, if it fits the role perfectly, we could be casting trans actors not as trans, but as women or men when their surgeries are complete, or to trans actors as someone going through that transition, if they are going through that transition. However, I don't think it's necessarily a black and white thing. I don't really appreciate it when we bring up this diversity argument and we're like, cis heteronormative males shouldn't play trans people. They don't understand the struggle. It's like, well, they're actors. This is their job. They should, if they're great actors, and Jeffrey Tambor does a pretty good job of depicting the internal struggles that a transitioning male goes through, mm-hmm. right? And he fucking won awards for it. Obviously, he's doing a good job with it. I don't think it's necessarily right to be like, men shouldn't be able to, especially when you just only exclusively single out men, like this article did, and also Jill Soloway did a little bit, when she was like, men should never, ever play a trans woman's journey. Why? Why not? I think Eddie Redmayne did a great job. He's a cis male.
I definitely know that side of the argument for sure, that they are actors. They should be able to play their role. Look at Jared Leto in the Dallas Buyers Club.
Exactly. There are so many examples of cis males. I hate that term so much. Cis males playing cisgender males. It's stupid. It is. It's just heterosexual males, whatever.
Heterosexuality has nothing to do, sexuality has nothing to do with gender.
Okay.
They're two very different things. But look, let me explain the converse side of it. So we understand Jared Leto, Jeffrey Tambor, these Eddie Redmayne, these really awesome actors, they did an amazing job as actors. What's wrong with that? Well, what the trans community is saying is we are not, our gender or our gender expression is not a performance. It's not something for you to be performed. And why are these cis men taking the credit for stories that we would like to tell ourselves? It's sort of like, when you have someone else who doesn't understand your experience telling your story and getting all the credit for your story. Why are trans people not considered in the conversation, in the casting rooms, to tell their own stories, their own narratives? I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, I know, but the other side of that argument is Nelson Mandela being upset that someone is portraying him in a movie, and then him going like, wait a minute, I should be playing my own role. Well, it doesn't work that way.
Well, what if Nelson Mandela was portrayed by a white guy in blackface, and it's like, well, acting, I'm performing this.
But it's not the same, though.
I'm a really good actor, I look like him.
But it's a different, when you involve race into it, and when you have years and years and years of oppression and stereotypes that further create more tension between white people and black people, and that's why blackface is truly repulsive. Not because if there was no racist context to it and I put shoe polish on my face, then it wouldn't be that big of a problem. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, but there's a racist context. There's racist history behind it. And no, hold on, just wait. There's a history of both trans and cis males playing women for centuries without any sort of oppression behind it. Like, I come from a culture where it's like a style of comedy. It's a style of, not comedy, but it's a style of performance where men will dress up as women. And it's a celebration rather than pointing the finger and making fun of women and depicting them as lesser than.
Well, I don't know if that necessarily is equated with the trans community, though. Like, the trans community has absolutely been oppressed and has absolutely been stereotyped
100%,
and been the butt of, the receiving end of many jokes for years and beyond jokes of violence. And I think what's interesting about this story and how we are involving trans actors is that it can do so well. Look at the movie Tangerine. I think that there is this there's this misconception.
I think the greatest example also is Laverne Cox, right?
Right. Well, let me finish my point.
Go on.
I think that there is a major misconception that trans actors aren't up to snuff, or for whatever reason, like if they haven't cut it in Hollywood, if they aren't Laverne Cox, then they shouldn't even be in the room to begin with. Let's just leave it to a guy. Let's leave it to a well-established actor to tell their story, and instead of these trans actors that aren't even getting the opportunity to audition for these roles. They're asking for the opportunity. And I think that when you look at films like Tangerine that did so well, that told the story of trans women of color, you have to call into question this entire casting system that, maybe the way that we have cast these films in the past isn't the way that we need to be doing it in the future. Let's give everyone the opportunity to audition, to tell these stories, and let's tell them in the right and the responsible way. But guys, we want to hear from you in the comment section below. What do you think about the inclusion of trans actors on television and film? What do you think about leaving it up to cis men or heteronormative men or whatever?
Wait, hold on. Before you end this, no, absolutely not. I'm not going to let you end this on this note. Like, I don't think that we should completely exclude either side.
I wasn't saying
that. I know,
that.
but I'm just saying, like, I know. That was a question you're posing to the audience, but I feel like it's going to come across as like I was saying that only cisgender men should be playing trans women. I think it's unacceptable to exclude either party. Like, either party from playing that role. Do you know what I'm saying?
Okay, well, now we know what you're saying. In the comment section below, do you agree with Hasan? What do you think about the whole trans issue? What do you think about trans people in film and television? Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. I'm Grace Baldridge. This is Hasan Piker. We'll see you next time on Pop Trigger.